Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. I did not expect to be making this video anytime soon, but y'all know how much your boy loves to get a hard-on over video games that he doesn't really see on consoles that could really run it in the first place. Now, as y'all know, one of the biggest online phenomenons is PlayerUnknown's Battleground. Every game is copied it, every game is introducing Battleground elements as well. You've got potentially Red Dead Redemption 2 bringing a fucking Battleground mode entirely. I heard even Solitaire's about to get a Battleground mode, motherfucker. It's gonna be pretty damn lit when it comes out, but today's video is not about that. Today's video is about PlayerUnknown's Battleground on a fucking iPhone or an Android device, mobile phones. Now, I talked about when the game first came out on the Xbox One, and I was very fucking nice about it. It's been updated. It's almost hitting the 30 frame rate mark. You know, it's getting close. All right, it's a little slow. It's behind the times, I guess you could say, but it's come out on the iPhone, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we all knew that it was going to come out on the iPhone or the Android because they had a whole partnership with Tencent. For those of you who don't know who Tencent is basically China, Google, Facebook, everything amalgamated into one. They're the motherfuckers responsible for, I'm pretty sure, every Nexon MMO. I'm pretty sure they're definitely responsible for COD Online. Okay, motherfucker, anything you know in the world, Tencent has probably had its dick in that. It has stuck its electronic dick in every pie, every venture in electronics anywhere in the world. Okay, Tencent is fucking huge. Tencent decided, hey, let's buy the rights to PUBG and release it for mobiles in China. For those of you who don't know, mobiles, and I guess you could say gaming that's not console related, is pretty huge in China, okay? Especially mobile gaming. For a country that's just starting to embrace consoles like the PlayStation and the Xbox, even then, very fucking rarely, it has always been really pushing mobile gaming. Now, in order for me to have gotten this, I had to go to the Chinese App Store. Now, this is only iOS exclusive. I use an iPhone primarily. Call me whatever you want, alright? I don't give a shit. It's a phone. I use it for texting, reading emails, watching porn, browsing the internet. It's about all you really need to do on a phone anyways. But I had a couple Android devices to test over here, notably LG's high-end devices and Samsung's Note series. So I tested the game on almost everything, but primarily most of the gameplay, if not all of the gameplay that you're going to see, is primarily from the iPhone. Now, I went to the Chinese App Store, I downloaded this game, I had to make myself a Chinese iOS account, then I had to make myself a WeChat account, which is 10 cents, of course, messaging service. The only reason I needed to make a WeChat account was so I could sign on to PUBG servers. All in all, it took me about 10-15 minutes. Make an account, download the app, using your phone, you sign into the account, download the app, you can sign out after that, as long as you've signed in once to access, and then I made a WeChat account. All in all, it took me 15, maybe 20 minutes, and I was finally ready to get into PlayerUnknown's Battleground. Now, the first initial viewing of it was pretty damn awesome. When you first load up the game, it literally will point out that it was made using Unreal Engine 4. For those of you who don't know why this is a big deal, there are a lot of clones for PUBG out there on the iPhones. There's Rules of Survival, Knives Out, there's everything under the sun. Some of these games offer 300 players, whatnot. Point is, a lot of these games clearly showcase that they need to make concessions to be on a cell phone in the first place. Notably lower graphics, simpler world, all that kind of stuff, and usually they're littered in fucking pidgin English, okay? They're the most copycat clones out there. The reason Unreal Engine 4 is a big deal is this is literally the same engine that is running the PC and Xbox One versions of the game. Although there are minor differences, for the most part, the code base should technically be the same. And graphically, the game is almost the same too. At max settings, I would beg to argue that it matches pretty much low to almost medium settings on a PC. In a way, it looks almost better than the Xbox One versions, at least base. Maybe the Xbox One X, but that's just due to the fact that those systems use like fucking god-awful texturing. Point is, the game looks good, it plays really well too, and it definitely has some advanced graphical capabilities that are nice to see on a cell phone, notably shadows reflecting off you and whatnot. It is pretty much PUBG, what you would see on the PC, just ported onto a cell phone. Control-wise, it is weird, but we'll get to that. Launching the game, it has almost the same exact interfaces as the PC. You know, you've got similar loading screens. Obviously, it's in Chinese, so I couldn't exactly read through everything. The options menu was pretty damn intense. It had, like, MFI controller support, though it is pretty fucking shitty. I will say, there's no reason using it. It does have it. There's no reason really using it though. It doesn't really work all that well. The game at least starts off pretty much giving you first impressions as PUBG as it can get. You've got the same exact character models, the same customization, you can get crates and shit, and pretty much the matches take almost instantaneous to matchmake and load in and whatnot. It is as close as you can get. Initial gameplay impressions, and this is where I played a couple matches. I recorded it using the built-in recording tools on the cell phone, on the iPhone device itself. The reason why I picked the iPhone X in this case was because it is currently at the time of this upload, one of the fastest smartphones in the world right now. So I decided if I'm going to test it out on a proper device, I'll test it out on this. Of course, this might not reflect every single person out there. Most people might be using a mid-range phone. Some people might be using a low-end phone. Point is, this game has graphical features. I set it to maximum. Most people might set it to medium, set the game to auto, whatever. The game looks nice, and it played nice too, but that's to be expected on a fucking high-end device. That's not what I'm surprised on. The game itself, from the matches that I played, was pretty much as PlayerUnknown's battlegroundy as you can get. They took about 15-20 minutes, a lot of downtime of course, and there was 100 people in each match. Now, the thing with some of these games that's an asterisk, they come with a lot of bots as well too. There's a huge botting thing with these games as well, where they have bots, right? They have bots that basically drop down with you, find weapons. At first, they seem almost indistinguishable to real people, but the more and more you play, the less and less bots you match up with. I assume it's like an easing type deal, like it eases people into the game mechanics and throws you in with regular people. It is nice to have bot support though, alright? It keeps the game loading and pretty sweet, and that's probably why you matchmake almost instantly. So regardless, you've got bots, you've got a game that starts off easing you into the whole situation. Now, weapon-wise, almost everything is here. The same weapons, the same attachments, the same vehicles even, down to the same sounds and near animations from the PC version all the way down to the cell phone version. Now, there are two different versions of PUBG that are available on the Chinese App Store. One of them is, if you translate it, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds Exhilarating Battle, which is the actual PUBG, and then there's another one which is like an arcadey version. At the end of the day, they're almost both the same games, just two different companies. Why the fuck did they make two different PUBGs for iOS China? I don't fucking know, alright? The point is, I guess Tencent decided two is better than one. They're both at the top charts. Download whichever one you want. At the end of the day, they're almost the same. I played Exhilarating Battle, but that's just my preference. The gameplay was all pretty much the same. 5-6 matches into it, I realized it's pretty much as PUBG as you can get. It's got, microphone support, all that nonsense. You can team up with your friends using the WeChat client app and basically get into matches as a squad. And again, if you don't have the PC version and you definitely want to play PUBG, God, you want to play it, then I guess the cell phone version is as close to it as possible. It actually runs smoother than the Xbox One version, which, trust me, this is the real playable version. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with the console right now, but it is lacking behind. And at the end of the day, before I sort of capstone this video off, I sort of want to say how impressed I am with the fact that they even got it running at this level of fidelity on the cell phone device. I think ever since the Nintendo Switch launched, and even slightly before that, we've sort of seen mobile gaming treated a little bit more seriously by developers. Up until this point, we have a pretty serious version of Life is Strange. We have a lot of pure gaming experiences such as The World Ends With You. I remember I picked up Monster Hunter Unite for about $5 on a cell phone, and for the most part it plays really well even with the touchscreen controls. And I've realized that as time goes on, we're able to get more and more good, pure experiences, microtransactionless even, on cell phone devices that we're really not seeing so much on console devices even nowadays. It seems like mobile games have sort of really upped the bar. Do you still get access to things like Clash of Clans? Of course you will. You still get access to everything. But this is the same phone where I'm able to play the entire Grand Theft Auto trilogy. I'm able to play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Now I'm able to play a fully functional version of PlayerUnknown's Battleground alongside The World Ends With You and Final Fantasy VII even. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached an age where the gaming on cell phones has been treated pretty seriously. And of course it has to be treated seriously. These devices are not slow anymore. These are really, really fast devices now. I believe even the iPhone X and amongst the Galaxy Note 8, I believe that's the newest one right now, and many other high-end devices are even more powerful than the Switch could even hope to be. These are pretty powerful devices, and they rival at least the specs of PlayStation 3s and Xbox 360s around there. So it's not far-fetched to start seeing games from that era ported and at least even running to somewhat near similar fidelities on those systems, now on a cell phone. I think it's a proud day for at least cell phone gaming when a lot of these big budget Unreal Engine 4 experiences, high fidelity experiences start showing up. So if PUBG is a sign of what's to happen with cell phone gaming, then I'm proud to see what the future really can be. All in all, the free-to-play version of PlayerUnknown's Battleground is very impressive. I might do a couple streams of it, I might make a couple videos of it if you all really want, but for the most part, it is what it is. PlayerUnknown's Battleground on the goddamn cell phone, and for anybody who wondered if it could even match the PC version, I'm proud to tell you that yes it does. It matches pretty close as to what we can. It exceeds at least my expectation of what I expected this game to really end up being. So big shout out to Tencent, the developers involved, Lightspeed Studios, and the Blue Hole Company, and pretty much the advancement of mobile gaming, I would say. So just my little take on it. Let me know what you think about this whole deal. Let me know if you're going to get it. It's free to play anyways. Get into the beta if you want. It is a pretty solid experience. That being said, I'm going to end this video. I'm a little fucking shocked at what I was playing, and I'm surprised. This is me, Mutahar. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like if you dislike it. I am out.